Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into a really big idea called the American Foundation Act. It comes from author Darren Lawson Hosking over at themoralalgorithm.com, and it's being put forward as a serious, bipartisan plan for dealing with the economic earthquake that is artificial intelligence. An earthquake that, let's be honest, feels like it's starting to shake things up right now. So the whole proposal starts with this pretty tough question. The idea is that for a lot of people, the old safety net, losing a job but being able to find another one, well, that's just gone. It's become a trapdoor instead. And this really tells the story. On the surface, the official unemployment number looks fine, right? Stable. But look underneath. New hiring has fallen off a cliff. It's the worst we've seen since the 2008 crash. And when jobs get cut, they just don't come back. So you have this huge gap between what the official numbers are saying and what people are actually living through. And the authors argue we're seeing something totally new. They call it task evaporation. See, AI isn't just doing a job faster. It's making the very tasks that make up that job evaporate. Poof, gone forever. And that's not a temporary slump. That's the whole game changing structurally. All of this leads to what they're calling a foundational crisis. Think about that classic American dream. You get an entry-level job, you work hard, you climb the ladder. Well, that ladder is disappearing because AI is automating away the bottom rungs. So here's the bottom line. That basic deal, that social contract we all kind of grew up with, work hard, get ahead, be stable, it feels like it's breaking down. And this divide, this chasm between the happy statistics and how families actually feel, that's going to drive everything in politics for the next few years. Okay, so let's get into the solution they're proposing, the American Foundation Act. Now, this isn't just one policy. Think of it more like an infrastructure project, but for people. It's built on 3 core pillars, and the whole point is to build a financial foundation under every single American, starting the day they are born. So here they are, the 3 big pieces, and they all fit together. First, you bring back a modern version of postal banking. Second, you take an existing savings program for kids and make it automatic for everyone. And third, you add a super safe savings option backed by the U.S. Treasury. Let's break down how each one works. Pillar 1 starts with something we already have, an incredible national asset, the post office. We're talking over 33,000 locations. That is the biggest retail network in the entire country. And, critically, there are post offices in thousands of small towns and low-income neighborhoods where private banks have just packed up and left. And this is where you really see the smart, bipartisan design. For Democrats, the appeal is clear. You end the horrible poverty tax that forces unbanked people to pay insane fees at check cashing places. But for Republicans, this is about restoring true free market competition. It's about saying to the big banks, hey, if you won't serve these communities, the public will step in and create competition. The plan also bundles a free federal photo ID with the bank card. And again, look at how this is framed to appeal to both sides. For Democrats, it solves the voter ID issue by giving everyone free, easy access to a recognized ID. And for Republicans, it creates a secure, universal standard that helps ensure voter integrity. It's designed so everybody gets a win. Okay, on to the second pillar. This actually builds on an existing bipartisan law that created investment accounts for kids. Sometimes people call them Trump accounts. But the proposal identifies the single biggest problem with the original law. You had to opt in. And this new plan fixes that. With this act, every single child born in America gets automatically enrolled at birth with $1,000 already in the account. The logic is so simple, right? An opt-in system is always going to miss the families who need it most. Auto-enrollment is the only way you actually achieve the original goal, creating a whole generation of American capitalists, where every single kid has a stake in the game. And that brings us to Pillar 3, which is all about safety and security. Inside that investment account, it adds an option to save in U.S. Treasury securities. This lets families balance out stock market investments with something that's basically the safest financial asset on planet Earth. And this is just crucial because it's about rebuilding that bedrock foundation under our citizens. It offers 2 massive benefits at once. On the one hand, for Democrats, it's a real safety net, a guaranteed part of your savings that can't just get wiped out in a recession. But on the other hand, for Republicans, it creates a huge new domestic market for U.S. debt, making the country stronger and less reliant on foreign powers. So what does all this actually create? The proposal is very clear. This is not a welfare program.
It's the construction of a brand new capital ladder for the next generation. It's designed for a world where that old career ladder just isn't there anymore. This table really shows you the power of what they're talking about. Look at this. Even if a family contributes nothing beyond that first $1,000, the magic of compounding means that kid starts adulthood with almost $4,000. Start adding in even modest contributions from family or the community, and the numbers get big, fast.
And for a family that's able to max out the contributions over the years, their child could walk into adulthood at age 18 with a nest egg of around $165,000. I mean, think about what that means. That's a down payment on a house. That's seed money for a small business. That's a college education with no debt. It's a real start in life. I love this quote from the proposal because it gets right to the heart of the philosophy here. This isn't about taking from one group and giving to another after the fact. It's what they call pre-distribution. It's about making sure every single kid has a stake, a piece of the action from day one, before the race even starts. So why is this so critical right now? Well, it's because if AI really is evaporating those entry-level jobs, then this capital foundation becomes the new first rung. It's the replacement ladder. It might just be the only way to start climbing when the old path is completely gone. And as they wrap up, the authors frame the American Foundation Act as something much bigger than a government program. They say it's essential national infrastructure, just as vital for our century as the interstate highway system was for the last one. Which brings us to this really pressing question for all of us. Are you ready? Is your family ready? Some experts are saying AGI could be here in the next 800 days. That's not some far-off sci-fi future. The proposal argues these deep foundational changes are happening now, and our window to get ready for them is closing fast. So themoralalgorithm.com is positioning this as the practical first step we have to take. It's like laying down the financial railroad tracks now so that when the AI-powered economy truly arrives, everyone has a chance to get on board, not just a handful of people at the top. And the author, Darren Lawson Hosking, ends with a direct call for you to get involved. He asks you to go read the full proposal for the American Foundation Act on themoralalgorithm.com, and importantly, to start your own journey with their moral algorithm tool. You'll see it on the top menu as one voice. And of course, to talk about these ideas and to share this information with your friends. And that really is the final thought they leave us with. It's this powerful, provocative question. Here is a detailed, concrete, bipartisan plan to deal with what looks like a massive structural crisis. And it asks us all, if this isn't the answer, then what is? What's the plan?